So sorry about that. So I have been a coach for 6 years now, and this August, but again, working for 4. Right now I have a 6-star diamond coach, and it's been an amazing journey. So I don't know where you guys are at in your journeys, but I hope that I can share something of value to you guys, share with you something that I do that might help you. Let me see something. Okay. Help you with your business. So feel free. I have some slides to share, so hopefully you guys have some paper to take some notes. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. So, while that's loading, there we go. Okay, can everybody see that okay? Yes? No? Okay, cool. So tonight's topic is all about building attraction. And as you guys probably have known, as you're building your business, that we want to have people be attracted to us. So that's the topic that I'm going to be talking about. Here's a picture of my family, a little bit more about me. I am a mom of 2 teenagers, which is awesomely challenging and fun. And I'm a dance mom and a football mom. I am a former stay-at-home mom Can somebody, I think Kelly, can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry, I was out of the room.
No, no problem. I couldn't, yeah, okay. Oh, oops, go back. Okay. Again, I've been working the business since 2012. I'm a 6-star diamond coach. I'm the owner of 360 Fit. That's my team name. I am a Success Club 5 All-Star Legend and a Success Club 10 All-Star. So I have been hitting Success Club. I think it's 44 months now is where I'm at as far as that goes. I was able to attend the NLC conference this past January. And I also teach fitness classes. So I teach plyo, Insanity, Turbo Kick. Boot camps are probably what I'm known for the most. It's kind of like Hardcore 22 is right up my alley because it's what I love to teach. And I like to make people do burpees and stuff, and they still talk to me at the end of the day, so that's always a good thing. And I'm also a really crafty type of person. I love to sew and paint and just be creative. So that's just a little bit about me, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, okay, so 8 steps to help you build attraction and create a system of adding people to your network. And these are our 8 steps. I'm going to go through them quickly, and then I'll go into more detail as we go through. So number 1, the first step that I wanted to share with you is to have a schedule and calendar. And so what that means is like a posting calendar or posting schedule for yourself. Number 2 is to post to your market. And again, we'll get into more detail about that. 3 is be consistent. 4 is add a call to action. 5 is talk to everyone. And I am probably the most reserved, quiet, shy person or post shy person. When I started, I was super, super intimidated to quiet and shy. But not so much anymore. Number 6 is be more than just a coach. Number 7 is comment on other people's posts. And 8 is treat your business like a business. And you may have heard these before, but hopefully I can give you a little bit different spin on these items. All right, number 1. Oh, geez, not working. Come on now. Is create a schedule or calendar for yourself. Now, I'm not sure if Tracy does this, but a lot of coaches will help their team out by creating a posting schedule for their team. And you always have the freedom to tweak that and make that work for you. In fact, that's what we want coaches to do, because what attracts you or people to you is going to be different than what people are attracted to me for. So you all have your own personalities and your own lives and your own hobbies and things like that. And so tweak it to fit your personality. So none of this copy paste what everybody else is doing exactly, but make it about you. So you can have themes for each day and then simplify your daily mission. Okay. And your mission is what you want to achieve on a daily basis. So, but make it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So on the call that I was just on, which I'm going to add to this, is every time you post something, it should meet the mission that you have for your business. Now, the lady that was just on the call was Saudi Almonte. She's on the CAB. She's Superstar Diamond Coach. And her mission was to equip and empower women. And so I originally wasn't going to talk about that, but it kind of fits into today. So her mission is to equip and empower women. So when she's posting something, she asks herself, is this going to equip women? Is this going to empower women? If it doesn't meet those criteria, when she's working her business posts, then she doesn't post it. And I thought that was really powerful, because we want people to stop and look at what we're doing and attract people. And we want to give them a reason to come back. And so you can still use your themes to meet your mission. So Monday, obviously, today's Tuesday, Motivational Monday, Tip Tuesday, or Transformation Tuesday. So you're always posting something about your story on Transformation Tuesday. It can be any type of pictures that you have that you want to share. It doesn't have to be the same transformation pictures, but it can be. But you're going to share pieces of your story every Tuesday, and it's going to be consistent. So every Tuesday, you're going to have Transformation Tuesday. It doesn't have to be physical. It could be financial. It could be emotional. It could be through personal development. It could be just friendships. It could be whatever it may be. But super important to do that. Workout Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, or Throwback Thursday. Again, you can incorporate pieces of your story into Throwback Thursday, and you can go way back. It could be a picture of you in middle school, and middle school years are rough on everybody. If we all pulled up our middle school pictures, I'm sure we would all have a good laugh, because those are tough years and we all looked a little awkward. But you can maybe share your story and your struggle to how you are now and how you've grown out of that. A Free Friday or Fitness Friday, whatever you may be. These are just examples. But just having a calendar to take the guesswork out of what you're going to post on a daily basis. And again, these are all something that you could plan ahead the Sunday before, or whatever it may be. A Sunday month might be a Biz App Sunday, where you talk about, your struggle, what you overcome, not having, how your business has changed your life, kind of thing. So number one is create a schedule or calendar for yourself and have it planned out so that you know what you're doing, so that you're not come tomorrow morning going, what should I post today? You'll have a plan, and it'll make things so much easier. Number two is post to your market. I don't know how long you guys have all been coaches, or where you're at in your business. So I'm just going to speak to a coach in general. But finding your niche market is something that I feel like we're all kind of growing and kind of tweaking and kind of fine tuning, because in the beginning, we kind of speak to everybody, and then you'll start to learn who are the people that you are attracting. So the way to kind of help figure this out is, number one, is what do you like to see when you're scrolling through Facebook? What are you attracted to? So we always attract what we are. So if we are positive, inspiring people, you're going to attract those people. If you are a Debbie Downer, which hopefully you're not, but I used to be a Debbie Downer. I used to be the FML kind of girl. I saw a post, it was like 2007, and I was like, it was like one of those, I have a headache, everything sucks, I should go jump off a bridge. Like, really, I would never ever post like that now, but that's just where I was at as far as not understanding what Facebook is all about. So I would attract that kind of energy into my life. So look at what your market is, whether you're a young mom, whether you're a mom of teens. I'm in my late 30s, so I'm attracting that market. So like 29-ish, 25-ish to 45-ish range, but really kind of like 35 to 45. So something that I've kind of, what I attract. Who do you follow on Facebook? Who do you follow on Instagram? What do you like? Be inspired by those people and make it your own. So there's a lot of times I will actually screenshot a post that I love, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, whether it's a quote, and I will turn it into something of my own and make it about my message and my story. And so, again, you're following somebody that you like. You can tweak that message and that inspiration and make it about you and your story. But again, we're not at the level where we're just copying and pasting the exact picture, because we don't want to do that. You want to make it about you so that people, when they're scrolling through, are going to go, I know that's her. And that's her story, and that's why I follow her. So you're giving people a reason to follow you. Number 4 is, I already talked about it, you attract who you are. So always be positive, happy, inspiring. And if you can't be, ask, like if it's a day that you have a headache, okay, you could turn it into a question going, this weather is just not good for me. Who struggles from migraines and what do you do? And you will have an amazing amount of people comment with their best cure. So you can tweak a struggle or a bad day and turn it into a question and get some interaction on your page and get people attracted to you. For one, it makes you real, it makes you relatable, and it doesn't make you perfect, this perfect coach. Because if people think that you're perfect, if that's what you portray, they're going to not be attracted to you because they're going to think they can't do what you're doing. And that's probably where I've kind of learned as I've gone to be more vulnerable in my posting, because it helps. Number 5, be you. And would you follow you? So if you're looking at your posts and you could probably look at your last month's post and say, would I like that post? Is there any reason why I would like it or comment on it? And if it's not, then you might need to make a few tweaks. Because remember, we're trying to attract people to us. And again, we already have fighting the battle of Facebook not showing everybody's posts. And we assume that everybody sees our posts when they are happening, and that's just not the case. So be you and ask yourself that question. And if you're not sure, ask somebody on your team and say, hey, can you look at my page? I'm not getting a lot of interaction, and can you help me figure that out? And what can I do to change? And what can I do to make it better? And sometimes you have to suck it up and hear some good things and some criticism and follow it. So it always comes back to being kind of like a student and learning. And so listen to that, because I guarantee you your upline coach would never want to guide you in a way that you wouldn't learn something and be better at the end. So number 6, this is a fun one, is ask your customers what they want to see from you in a fun way. So you could be like, hey guys, I am wondering, do you guys like when I post food pictures? And Janelle Summers has done this. So if Janelle Summers has done it, then it's probably got some interaction, and I've seen it multiple times. But you can say, hey, would you like to see more recipes, or would you like to see more, DIY, whatever it may be. It could be not Beachbody related, and we'll go into that later. But ask your customers what they want to see. Do they want to see more pictures of your dog? My dogs, especially my German Shepherd, gets more likes than I do. When my husband's in my pictures, he gets more likes. So I make him take pictures with me. He doesn't have to, it's not about him. It is about him, but it's not about him. But ask your customers. They can make it fun, make it a poll, make it, just make it fun. And then number 7 is, who are you talking to? And this kind of goes back to your market and your kind of like your avatar of who your ideal customer is. And when you're posting things in social media, are you talking to that person, or are you talking to the whole world? And if it's obviously something just about being inspiring, then you might be talking to the whole world. But when it comes down to a business post or a post that might encourage somebody to do a challenge group or something like that, make sure you're talking to your target market. I have a little bit of a range, and I have teenagers, and they're on social media, so I have to be a little protective about what I post. It's not super edgy. I respect the kids that are on there, but never post something that would be super inappropriate. Even though I probably have the worst sailor mouth in the world, I would never post anything like that on Facebook, horrible. And I also have some teenage dancers that I teach, so I have to be respectful of that. But when I'm doing business posts, I'm talking to that person that's 30-ish, whatever my range is, at the time. And it really kind of depends on my challenge group. If it's a PIO one, I might be like talking about flexibility and stretching and just being sore. It could be relatable to a mom carrying a baby and their back hurts, whatever it may be. But think about who you're talking to when you're posting. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Number 3, and you can probably raise your hand if you've heard this before, because hopefully you have, is be consistent, because consistency is key. And I will say this because I have a coach in my downline that says she really wants to work the business and she really wants to do, a lot with this. And she will post for about a week or 2 straight, and then she'll drop off for 3 months. And what people want from us as coaches is, number one, they want to see consistency with us, because they want to know that we are committed, whether it's with our fitness or whether it's with our business. And if they don't see us posting, number one, they might message you and say, hey, is everything okay? Because you haven't posted for 2 days. They're not going to join you if you're a wishy-washy person on posting. They want to know that you're consistent. And they want to know that you're committed. They want to know that it works, because everybody's afraid that it's not going to work. And they're afraid of investing. They're afraid of trying something and failing. But if you share on a consistent basis, your struggles, how you've overcome it, your successes, they're going to go to you. You are going to be that fitness guru. And I don't know if you've ever been asked questions, but you're going to be the person they go to. And that's what we want. We want to create, your market wants to go to you, and not your neighbor or not the person down the street, but you. And if you're consistent, you're going to show up in their news feeds. People want to know that you're committed, and your coaches want to know that you're committed. And it will make a huge difference if you are just consistent, whether it's your posting, whether it's your personal development, whether it's your exercise, whether it's Shakeology. You have to be consistent with that. The second one is post 2-3 times a day. And you probably heard this before. It doesn't have to be the same every morning. I post my workout picture, and at lunch, I post my lunch, and at dinner, whatever. Throw some regular life in there, because again, people want to know that we don't do fitness all day long. That's boring. That's not realistic. People barely can fit in 22-minute workouts. And speaking of the devil, I taught today, but I still haven't done my workout, like my 22 hardcore. I will do it after this call. I will hold myself accountable and my team, but I'll post about it, because I just kept shoving it off. So I will post about procrastination and how I just waited till the last second, and I'll probably go to bed sweaty and whatever. It's not a big deal, but post about it. And then invite daily and track it. So as you're trying to attract people, and when I say invite daily, it's not necessarily to a challenge group. It could be an invitation just to be your friend. So if you are adding people to your network, and say friend requested somebody, track that person, put them in your notebook of people if you're tracking people, and hopefully you are. And if you're not, you can start tonight or tomorrow, but get a notebook that's this is mine. And this is a new one, so I've already kind of filled up the other one, but it's leather bound, and the pages stay in there pretty well. So that's my book. It's my black book. It's a big black book, not a little black book. But tracking it, and so that you can add people to your list and take them off at the same time. And when I say take them off, I mean that they've either joined the challenge group, or you've added them as a coach, or they just said no, not right now, and you put a star next to their name to check them the next month. All right, moving on. 4 is add a call to action. This is so important when you're posting and you want to build credibility and you want to build some momentum and some interaction on your page, but give them a call to action, or a CTA. You might have seen it at CTA. Invite them to share what your post, to like it, to comment. And you can use emojis for fun. And when I say that, I mean, now that we have those little special emojis, like heart and cry and sad and happy, whatever they are, or the wow face as our reactions on Facebook, give them an emoji to use. Give me the sad face if you blah, 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 didn't work out. It's okay. Sometimes we don't get it's okay, because we're human, that you don't get your workout in. So give them something to be real about. Use emojis for fun. And then give them something to do. So if it means posting, commenting, It could be give a number, it could be give a tip, give a guess, whatever your question is, give them something to do so that when they're coming to their page, there's a reason why they should interact. If you give a call to action, you're giving them something to interact with. Otherwise, they're going to scroll through and go, oh, that's another workout picture. There's nothing important about that. So give them something to do. All right, moving on. All right, talk to everyone. Again, let me remind you, I was the quiet, shy, and I still am. Like, I'm very reserved. When there's somebody new in the room, I get really anxious and nervous. But at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to die. So we are in social media. You have to be social on social media. And that doesn't mean like you're just posting and then you're done and you're off of it. And I also don't mean go to all of your friends' everything and like all their stuff. Like, you should be spending time interacting with new people. And you can tell the coaches on your team, and I've told coaches on my team, I have a coach that likes every single post of every coach on our team, which I think is really supportive. And she likes every comment and every like on everybody's post. So not only is she liking everything, but she's reading through every comment, liking, which is awesome and supportive, but she also wants to build her business. And so she's spending all of her time going through what we're doing instead of building her business and working on building new relationships with people. There's a time thing, and she's a busy person. So I'm thinking less liking of us, maybe spend it, like, reward yourself with that at the end of the day, but build new relationships. So when I mean to talk to everyone, it's not always going to be like face to face, but you should do that face to face. Number one is be a friend to people first. Your first interaction with somebody new should not be, hey, I have this challenge group. Here's my link. You should buy it. I really think you'd be a good coach. And you haven't talked to them in like 6 years or more. So be a friend first and interact with them first. That has nothing to do with fitness and like ask questions about their life. 2, you can send private messages to people. It could be, this is one that I just did the other day, and it actually turned out really well. But I had a call to action. I had something about like or comment, and they liked it. And so I sent a message to everybody that liked it. And I said, you know what? Thank you for your support. Not enough women cheer each other on, and your like meant the world to me. You just made my day. Because it really did. I mean, I was not just making this up. I was speaking from my heart. And it got the conversation going, because it meant a lot to see that somebody liked my post, and it was an emotional kind of post. It wasn't really long, but just I sent them a private message just thanking them. That's as simple as it needs to be. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. There was nothing about Beachbody. It was just thanking them for their support. And then you start to build on the conversation. Like, what are you doing now? And I might say, thank you. I whatever it may be. You know what I mean? I could go post that whole conversation, but start there with a simple thank you. We don't have enough thank yous in the world. 3 is ask tons of questions. And when you're interacting with somebody, ask about their family, ask about their job, how long they've been doing their job, ask them about, their hobbies, whatever it may be, but ask questions about them, because eventually it will get turned around to you. And it's not like, again, we are only interacting just to get the business transaction. If you go back to be a friend first, it will naturally fall into place. Now, it may not naturally fall into place on the 28th of the month and you want to hit successful by the 30th. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you're asking another question, it's going to automatically build the relationship so that when they are ready and you're ready to invite to your next challenge group, it's going to not seem icky or awkward, because you've already built that relationship or reinvested in the relationship if it's been a while. Number 5 is comment and message after being added to your network. So I think I mentioned this before, is if you add somebody on social media or they friend requested you or you friend requested them and they accepted, send them a message real quick and say, hey, thanks for the ad. How are things going in your life? We haven't chatted for whatever. Don't just like it or like accept it and then just leave it. So start interacting, because what happens if you engage right away, Facebook will keep you in their newsfeed. They will give you, it just gives you more credibility as far as, not credibility, but keeps it more important. So Facebook recognizes this as a real relationship as opposed to just another friend request. Because you could friend request everybody when you don't want to do everybody, but like if you did 1 million of them, you could probably get blocked or shut down. But you want to make it meaningful. So send them a message, a thank you, or hey, how are you doing? How are things going? And just see where it goes. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, number 6. This one's really kind of important, is be more than just a Beachbody coach. Because you may or may not have seen the people, and they're usually new, and they're just getting their feet wet, and it's kind of funny to watch it now, because I was the same way if I go back to my posts. But I started on Facebook as a mom, I used to paint children's clothing for like a living. Like that's what I did at home. It was my little job. And when my kids were little, and it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people like through social media before Facebook. So it was like eBay groups way back in the day. And so I would share what I was working on, and I would share going to the Y or whatever it may be. But you don't want to go from that to just being business only and stop sharing what your life is about. And so number 1 is, what are your hobbies? And share those hobbies. Share that you're still doing those hobbies so that people can relate to you. You can also join like a Facebook group that would be about that hobby. So if it's like a cake baking or cake decorating, a sewing group, a traveling group, a Disney group, whatever it may be, join that group and start building relationships there, because it's a way to expand your market outside your actual friends, your like actual friends list on Facebook. And so if you start to really develop relationships there, it's kind of going into your cold market of people that you don't necessarily know right now. 2, post about your family, traveling, hobbies, food, humor. Humor is always, funny stories always get a lot of likes and a lot of interaction. And anything that is bad that's happened to you that day, I mean, as long as it's not like tragic, you can turn it into something funny. And how you overcame it, or whatever it may be, like if it's a fail and you just were like today's post, I don't even know where it's at right now, but I posted a picture of my food. My husband made a funny like picture when I'm trying to take a picture of my dinner. And then I said, I'm a super mom because I've made dinner 2 nights in a row, because I'm like really bad about like being consistent with that. And so I can be relatable. It's funny. It's not like, I'm not trying to say that I'm really super mom, obviously, unless there's that one person that goes, well, she's not super mom. I'm like, why does she think whatever? Like I'm a super sarcastic jokester kind of person. So people that know me will see that. 3 is be relatable, and not perfect, because it doesn't exist. And when I first started as a coach, I was doing Insanity, and there were not a lot of coaches. It was probably 2013. Gosh, it was a long time ago. Insanity, which was the first program I'd ever completed from start to finish. And I posted my workout. I was doing a challenge with Shaun T. It was his birthday challenge. He was turning like 35, I think. And I posted every day, and I posted all of like the best jumping photos and I can jump. That's what I like to do. So I like to get really high, and I would post the best ones. But what I did in the process, and I've learned this now, is that I've probably turned away more people thinking that that's what they had to do, versus showing the picture of me with my head on the floor going, I barely made it. I had to quit 3 times, and it was a struggle. People can relate to that more than they can relate to the perfect jumping photo. Like I did that, I learned from it, and we tweak things as we go, but be relatable to people. Share your struggles and not just the successes, whether it's with food, whether it's with your business, whether it's with just life in general, or just sometimes it's just about not being the perfect mom. Like I'm a mom of teens, and I don't know anything apparently to them. And so sharing the struggles of like being a teen mom, like I'm not a teen mom, but a mom of teens. And sharing that makes me more relatable than somebody that just sees every perfect photo and every perfect everything. People don't have time for perfect. All right. 5, shout out your challengers or your coaches or your friends in general. So this is a way to make it not just about you. and make it a positive experience for people. Shout out your challengers. Shout out what they overcame. Shout out your coaches. Shout out your friends in general. Like if your friend helped you out, then shout them out, because it just makes you more fun and more relatable. And again, not just about business. Number 6 is be helpful, happy, and not a billboard for Beachbody. Because if Beachbody would end tomorrow, which it's not going to, but if it did, your life wouldn't be over. You would still have your Facebook. You would still have your mission statement. If it was to equip and empower women, it wouldn't die because Beachbody is no longer here. You would still have your mission that you stand behind. You just wouldn't necessarily have that platform to funnel products to. So don't be the billboard for Beachbody. Be a billboard for yourself and the solutions that you have to offer people. And we just happen to have these freaking awesome products that we get to use and programs that work, and they're just amazing. But again, be a solution for somebody. And then be the guru of health and wellness. Learn, be a student. Never stop learning when it comes to this business, whether it's watching YouTube videos or whether it's watching team calls, listening to old coach calls, just learning how to use social media better. There's so much free stuff on the internet that you can get to that doesn't cost you a dime, that it requires some time of yours to listen and utilize those tools. But just learn and keep learning. But you're on this call, so that means that you're learning and you're taking it serious. Okay, number 7 is comment on other people's posts. So you don't just want to, like if you're trying to attract more people and you want to get them to your page, you have to actually interact with other people. And oops, okay. I don't know what I did. So you want to stay in people's news feeds. So that's why you want to comment on their posts. If it's somebody new and you're going off of your list, you might take 5 new people each day to interact with. And I don't mean you're going to have private message conversations that last 20 minutes a day, because that may not fit in your schedule, but it could be a comment or a post on 5 new people's Facebook pages. And you might be interacting with 5 to 10 people and following up with people, but like you want to comment on them so that you get into their newsfeed. And again, this still goes back to friends first, but interacting, you might be asking questions about their kids or how long, like somebody today, she's a coach on my team, but the question was perfect. She said, I posted a picture of my daughter dancing, and she's like, oh, well, how long has she been a dancer? And when did she, like, what age did she start and where did she dance? And I thought, you know what, she's already a coach on my team, but like, that's a perfect question that you could use for somebody else. Like, oh, that's an awesome picture of your kid playing baseball. Or I love that dessert. How long did it take you to learn how to decorate cakes? Whatever it may be that could be relatable, that can start the conversation going. And then you can take it to private message from there, but you can just comment on people's posts, but pick 5 people a day. Or if you don't have time for 5, pick 1 person a day and start commenting and interacting and start building a new relationship. Work off of your list. Again, write those people's names down so that you can go back and make it trackable very easily. And then it keeps momentum moving in the right direction. If you're constantly doing that, it makes it so much easier when we go to invite, because again, that girl's going to go, oh yeah, that was the lady that was, or you can go to her, that was the lady who was baking cakes, and oh, I noticed she posted something about this or that, and I'm going to ask her about it, because now I can go back to her and say, hey, I noticed that you posted about blah, blah, blah. I have a solution for you, and would you be interested in learning more? Would you be interested in, I have a challenge group, I think, whatever your spiel is to give to them. So it keeps the momentum moving. And we all know that if you're not moving forward, if you're staying right where you are and you're not kind of building your network, you're going to slowly fall backwards. And we want to avoid that at all costs. All right, number 8. Treat your business like $1 million business, because it is. Like, you've invested probably a challenge pack. When I started as a coach, I had to pay $39.95. We did not have challenge packs. we barely had challenge groups, and those were our own, and they were Shakeology based only because there was no challenge pack. So people had to buy Shakeology by itself. They had to buy a program by itself. It was not a very good deal. And you had to sign a coach also every month to hit a Success Club. And I think about that, and I remember the struggle. Like I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. I was doing the painting, but it was never like super, like it was a lot of work for very little money. But we didn't have $39.95 to start up as a coach. I don't even know where I like had the money. Like I probably took it out of what I should have paid for bills at the time, and I didn't have it. But I've created a 6-figure income on $39.95. And a lot of sweat, a lot of equity, like sweat equity and hard work and consistency. But it came down to treating my business like a business and treating my working hours seriously. And you may be have a full-time job already, so your hours might look a little different than mine now. But if you treat it like a business and like you're the CEO, it kind of changes your mindset because you're in charge of everything. You get to create this amazing, amazing life and business if you treat it like one. So I'm going to kind of leave you with keep the momentum building. So get that one ball going, whether it's the interaction with one new person a day and adding to your network, whether it's posting or commenting. Start with one thing and get the momentum building so that you kind of create some new habits and new just things that you do on a daily basis that you won't even think about 2 months from now because it's just going to be habits. They're just going to be you don't even have to think about them. You don't have to plan them. It's just going to be what you do. If you stop, your business stops. And if you stop inviting, whether it's through friends or adding to your network or to your challenge groups, your business will start to struggle. Your coaches will see that and they're going to see that you're not committed. So keep moving forward. Get the first ball moving and keep your eye on the prize. And whatever your goal is, it could be your prize. So if it's hitting Success Club every month, then that's what you do. Do it early in the month so you don't have to think about it. So you're not stressing out at 11:30 p.m. If it's advancing rank, if it's just earning a certain dollar amount per week, whether it's going up in the leadership ladder, have those little benchmarks because I think they're important to watch and help monitor your success because we don't always grow through rank alone. You might grow through one thing that I've looked at myself compared to last year is I look at my volume on my weak side. How is my volume on my weak side growing? And I can look at what my income growth is also, but those numbers are important. And I can say, okay, last year at this time, my volume on my weak side, because that's kind of how my majority of my paycheck happens, has doubled since last year at this time. And I can see that growth. And that's, to me, sometimes Success Club is a non-negotiable for me. So I will always hit that, but looking at different markers for success. And so we have a really awesome opportunity to help others. And if we treat our business as one that we're helping others, you're going to attract people to that. And so I'm just going to leave that with you guys. And if you guys have any questions, I can open it up and I can stop share. But you can unmute yourself and ask away if you have anything or not. Shalene Johnson always says smart people ask questions.
Okay. Do you only use Facebook for social media?
I use Instagram and Facebook. I'm always on Instagram. I was on Instagram before they had to make it about business because I'm a crafty person. So that's kind of where Instagram started. And then everybody had to hear about business. And now I have to do business on Instagram, which is fine. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook primarily. And I'm on Twitter, but not on Twitter. I have all of my Facebook posts go to Twitter. So people follow me. I don't even know why. I don't interact on Twitter. But I have a presence there. I don't care about Twitter. It's just not my thing. So I don't want to learn another format, but Instagram and Facebook. Oh, and just recently Snapchat. That's kind of fun. But I just play around with Snapchat. I'm not a Snapchat guru. I'm not like inviting through Snapchat yet. It's just fun to do. There's just fun filters and things like that. But Facebook primarily, that's where I started.
Okay.
So you said you were a coach for 2 years before you actually started working the business. What was that turning point for you? Like what did you?
Like my aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Julie Boris is my upline coach, and I would see her posts like on our team page. And back in the day, we had Monday night 9:00 web calls, and this is how like shy and nervous I was. I was so afraid that I was going to have to talk on these calls that I would just never call in. I didn't ask her, but all I had to do was listen. It's kind of like a national wake-up call. Somebody would get on and talk for like whatever, and you could take notes. It was great. But I was so afraid I wasn't going to get on, so I never really interacted. But I would see Julie's posts, and then there was a Super Saturday in June. It was a summer Super Saturday, and I went to it, and it was in Indy, and I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana, so I'm like 2 hours north of Indy. And I drove by myself. Again, I'm the type of girl that would never ask for directions. I was scared and nervous of just people in general. But I went there, and they talked about this trip to Atlantis, and it was the Bahamas. And I was thinking, well, I want to go. I mean, we were broke as broke can be. Like, I was not bringing any money in that would actually matter at all. And I wasn't into fitness as far as teaching goes at that point. And it was like, I need to do something. And I was my degree is an elementary teacher, and I didn't want to go back to that. Like, I could rather, like, I love teachers. I could not be in a classroom. And I knew that I shouldn't be in a classroom because I would watch the clock all day long. I'm thinking, this is not the job for me. If I can't get through a day without looking at the clock and saying it's only 9:30 and then now it's only 10:30, I'm like, are these kids going to music? Like, what's going on? It was not my job. It was not, I like to teach. It's just, I teach in a different way now. So I went to that first live event. It was a live event. And I didn't go from not working to now all of a sudden I'm like a diamond coach immediately. It just got the ball moving. And I was in several, like, we didn't have Coach Basics then, but I was in several of Julie's, like, we had Craig Holiday, and I can't remember what they were called, but there was always these leadership trainings. I was in all of them, and I would read a book, and she wanted me to read a book, and I would like never really read it. I would have it. And I really couldn't even afford the book. And then finally, I don't know, it was like in December. So this was like 6 months later. And I just was like, you know what? Why not me? I'm like, I don't ever say this story to people, but like, I graduated third in my high school class. I'm super like book smart. And my parents probably had these huge expectations for me. Like, I was, gonna graduate with a really good job, and I had high like potential, but it didn't, like, my path did not. I graduated from college. I started at one college, and I had a boyfriend. Like, long story, like bad story, but like he was bad, so I quit and blah blah blah. But I was missing something in my life. I was missing that like involvement or like belonging to something and having a purpose. And once I figured out that I could have a purpose again, beyond just being a mother and a wife, then that's kind of like where I started to kind of thrive. And it just happened to be through coaching and fitness. And I don't know if that, it just got the ball rolling. I went to the live event, and then I finally engaged because I wanted something more. And I'm so glad, because every coach will probably tell you, you have days where you're like, I suck at this job. I'm the worst coach in the world. Like, I probably cried to my husband because I'm like, I suck, and why would anybody follow me? And you just have those days where you're just like, just have a glass of wine or just go sit down or watch some whatever. But you have those moments where you just, think you don't figure it out, and you feel like you just want to quit. And like, I told myself the minute I signed one coach and one customer that I will never quit this business, because they joined because I believed in it. And so I will have to figure myself out and believe in myself even more, and then help them do the same thing, because like, this business is freaking crazy cool. And the money's awesome and it's so cool. And I love being able to, like, I paid to take my family to Disney on my dime. Like, we went to Florida and my husband helped with that part, but I did that. And I wasn't able to do that as a stay-at-home mom. And so that to me was empowering. And so being on that previous call and kind of incorporating some of that stuff that she talked about, you know, we empower women and men, but we empower women because that's kind of like our market. But it's pretty incredible. So hopefully that answered your question. I probably went way off track, but
Yeah, no, that was good. Thank you.
any other questions? I think there was people. Okay. Yeah, I know. I still have to go press play. I will go do that. So, are there any other questions? I won't keep you guys. I have cardio something coming up. I don't know what it is. I have to look at the calendar. Something cardio. So, thank you guys for being on the call. I will have the recording for Tracy whenever she needs it so she can post it on your team. But I appreciate you guys all being on. And if I helped you in any way, then great. And if it's old news and you're like, yeah, I got this, then you can maybe share it with your team or something like that. So you guys have a great night, and I will see you guys in Sparta Nation. So talk to you guys soon. You're welcome.
Bye.